the Leniac channel, guys. I'm Hugh Carnahan, the Kaizen Man, and today we're gonna have something different. We're gonna be teaching you the basics of what a dedicated mining rig is for cryptocurrencies. This is an Antminer S7, and it is dedicated to mining Bitcoin or anything with that same kind of hashing. But it's not about this machine specifically. It's more of an intro to what even is this? Why would you want one of these? So at the very beginning, we're gonna start with what is mining in general. And there are tons of awesome videos out there that go way in depth. I'm going to give you a very brief introductory level overview of what it is. Miners, regardless of what kind, generally will go ahead and they will solve algorithms or check against the general ledger of different cryptocurrencies. So this is a Bitcoin miner. It will basically solve the Bitcoin algorithm, and occasionally it will be distributed. If it finds a block, it will be rewarded with however many Bitcoins that this rig contributed to a slush pool. All right, that brings us into the next thing. With a miner like this, yes, in theory you could, but what it means is this is a part of a larger network, and now instead of one miner searching or computing, you've got 100,000 miners providing the computing, and when that much computing power solves the algorithm together, it finds Bitcoins faster. At which point, however much computing power you contributed to the effort, you'll be rewarded that much as a split. Now we're going to be talking to you about what is a graphics card, what is a GPU. This is a standard graphics card, and this is what normally plugs into your computers. This is the one that we took it from. And this graphics card here, most people use a graphics card for either video editing or PC gaming. And so this has a lot of things that will drive the graphics on your computer and perform a lot of complicated algorithms to display stuff. Generally, a GPU, which is what this is, which is common in most computers, have display ports. As you can see, we have a HDMI port and we have a DVI port. And what this means is your computer talks to it through this, and then it displays what this is doing on your monitors. GPUs, let's just hypothetically say GPUs can do 100 different kinds of transactions. And on this board, this has a chipset that can do one of those, one or two or three of those 100 things. And a GPU miner, which is, you can see on the screen here, consists of many GPUs all tied together that can mine different things. What is an Antminer? This is kind of a GPU, well it is one, but instead of it being able to do 100 things, in order to solve the Bitcoin algorithm, it only needs to do 5 kinds of calculations. So this board is also a GPU of sorts. And as you can see here, there are no ports for display. So you can't plug a monitor into this anywhere. But what it does have is a bunch of the same chipsets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Under each one of these is exactly those chipsets, and there's a heatsink that sits on top of them. These are dedicated to solving the 1 or 2 types of algorithms that will reward you with the cryptocurrency that your dedicated miner is built with. Which means if your cryptocurrency that you have a miner for goes belly up, then you basically have to find something else that can mine with that type of algorithm, or you just are completely out of money. This is a Bitcoin mining rig, and it has 3 cards in it. As you can see, here is a card, and this is just for parts, which is why I'm touching it. 1, 2, and 3. As you can see, there's a big fan here, and as that fan pulls air through, it is blowing the air across the fins, and it's cooling things down. This is a rig dedicated to just mining one or few types of coins. So now we're going to go into the pros and cons of why you would choose one type of rig over a different type of rig. If you see on the screen, here is a picture of a GPU miner, and as coins change or values change, you can actually just trade those coins. You could change to mining different coins depending on what the demand is at the time for that coin. Or if a coin that you cared about went belly up, your GPU could mine a different coin. You can't really do that with one of these. However, it is extremely efficient, or far more efficient, at mining that one thing. It's also an extremely simple computer, and after initial setup, it's plug and play, and you're good to go. Some pros of having a dedicated GPU is that after your efficiency dwindles, because the cards are now out of date, you can replace those cards and recapture some resale value with old GPUs. You really can't do that with this. This Antminer used to cost a few $1,000s. Now the Antminer S7 can be found on eBay for $250 to $300 because they've been replaced by far better systems and by far better Antminers. Those other Antminers crush this one and mean that the electricity that this consumes might not be worth the amount of Bitcoin you are currently mining. In the next series, since I have this miner available, we're going to go into setting it up and seeing if mining is still worth it in 2021 with an Antminer S7. And the last thing, we're going to make another video later on comparing, is it worth the investment to buy this and mine? Let's say all in you're at $500 versus just buying $500 worth of Bitcoin today, which it's at $38,000 approximately. If you're interested in any of this stuff or finance, or gardening, or how to run your company efficiently, then hit like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.